In Montgomery County, more than 50,000 live in poverty, with thousands more living in economic instability. In a county of affluence, poverty is often hidden in those struggling amongst us, your neighbor, colleague, or friend.
Poverty can entangle generations, with households raised with few resources, continuing the scarcity of the next generation. But for others, it begins with a tough month, with a job loss, a medical emergency, a family loss, or other unanticipated costs. Soon, a new landscape emerges of tough decisions. Do you pay your full month's rent and not have enough for groceries? Do you get the medications you need, but fall further behind on a utility payment that will saddle you with more fees? In Montgomery County, the experience of living in poverty is widely diverse and can include unemployment, underemployment, lack of childcare and health services, mental illness, chemical dependency, incarceration, food insecurity, and trauma. Nearly 2/3 of adults have at least one adverse childhood experience, such as witnessing or experiencing domestic or sexual violence, growing up with family members who have substance use disorders, have a history of incarceration, live in households where parents are separated or divorced, or where emotional abuse or neglect occurs. Trauma-impacted individuals have reduced life expectancy, increased susceptibility to most illnesses, and heightened stress experiences. Through extensive research about trauma, we now know that early toxic stress changes the brain, impacts one's ability to form healthy relationships, regulates one's behavior, and much more.
For a family of four, poverty is defined as having an annual income of $25,100 or less, and many families live on far less. At Man on Main Street this past year, we served over 3,000 individuals through our soup kitchen, food pantry, client services, and education and training programs. The Common Grounds Food Service Training to Employment Program is a program that helps individuals transform their lives and thereby their families' lives so that they can escape the bonds of poverty. We are very glad to be able to do this through what we know best, food.
The Common Grounds Food Service Training to Employment Program is a no-cost 14-week culinary training program that utilizes the national evidence-based Catalyst Kitchens model. So trainees engage in experiential learning, contributing to food production and Manna's mission-driven kitchen, and service of our Common Grounds Cafe and catering program. Classroom instruction in food service and employment competencies further skill development, with social services provided based on trainees' needs. When trainees graduate, they receive their ServSafe certification that provides a leg up in helping them to secure food service employment and a successful family-sustaining career. Many of the individuals come to us through a partnership that we have with Your Way Home, Montgomery County's coordinated housing crisis response system.
Your Way Home was absolutely thrilled when Manna on Main Street approached us to be a partner for their new Common Grounds training program. Your Way Home provides referrals directly to Common Grounds for our current program participants in the Rapid Rehousing Program. The Rapid Rehousing Program helps people who are homeless move directly into permanent housing and then helps to connect them to supportive services to maintain that housing long term. And so one of these supportive services now is the Common Ground Training Program. And so our program participants will be jointly enrolled in Your Way Home and Common Grounds at the same time. And so at Common Grounds, they're gaining skills that they need in order to be competitive and effective in today's workforce. And in addition to that, Common Grounds is also providing them with the training that they need around soft skills so that they can be effective on the job that they may not have had before. And concurrently, Your Way Home is providing case management support as well as rental assistance during their time in the program. And so what we've seen through this program is that we need many partners working together to solve this complex issue. Economic instability and homelessness requires many different sectors working together, and Common Grounds is an example of how successful that collaboration can be, not just for our residents, but for our community at large.
These are the stories of 3 individuals whose resilience, hard work, and indomitable determination helped them graduate and become employed, critical first steps on their path to rise above poverty.
I have 10 kids total. 6 that live with me and 3 that, visit on the weekend. We have like a lot of landlords that we run into who don't like that many kids in the house. I had an issue a while back with like a lot of drinking. I went to therapy. I have been to AA classes, outpatient programs. I even went inpatient. At one point in 2013, I had like a nervous breakdown. I'm 32 years of age, made a lot of dumb decisions. I'm out on the street, my kids out on the street, so I had to do everything I had to do. I took the opportunity to went down to Manor, and they set it up with Your Way Home to get us into the program and to pay the rent at the time I was going to the school.
After Manna on Main Street helped Alex and his family find stable, affordable housing through Your Way Home, Montgomery County's housing initiative, he entered Manna's culinary program.
The program is split between 6 weeks in the back of house. So working on contract meals, gaining that core culinary knowledge around equipment identification, utility ID, knife skills, the things you really need when you're in that kitchen setting. And then 6 weeks in front of house, so we rotate them through. And in the front of house, they're in our cafe. So they're gaining those critical customer service skills. They're learning baking. They're learning point of sale system management.
After schooling with Manna, I have earned it 2 certificates from Manna, and then I earned it my ServSafe and my manager certificate.
After Alex successfully completed the Common Grounds training program, he took advantage of the program's job placement services.
They help you for a year finding a job. They give you like different links or say, hey, we have this opening and this is closer to your house and this pays that. They help me with mock interviews and everything to get more confident.
So important that we're providing a quality training program that's evidence-based, which this is, but ultimately that final goal is getting people employed and getting them to have living wage jobs so that they can stay employed.
In my new job, I use all of the skills that Manna have gave me, all the skills and knowledge, everything. I mean, that's what got me a new job, me showing that off. Time and temperature control, knife skills, just everything that I have taught from Manna. I go to the new job and it's like, they're like, hey, could you get this? And I automatically know what the equipment is. Now I'm online cook, and again, with the skills that I have learned from Common Grounds, the speed and everything, I take that with them, which they are very impressed, and that's why they had picked me up. We have families that look up to us, so it's like, are you gonna fail them or are you gonna do something about it? I've been too many places, I've seen too many things. I'm not gonna be that father who don't do for their kids. I'm not gonna be that husband who's not loved. I'm not gonna be that 40-year-old drunk or that person that live in their basement. I'm not gonna be the guy with 10 kids who can't stand them. Nope. And then I just think about, do I want that? Better yet, do I want my kids to go through that? So now it's, everything had to switch for me. Now it's, do whatever you gotta do to make their life better. I'm gonna try my best.
I was a long time in the criminal justice system for drug abuse, pretty much. But my wife died last year, and it was a very hard death. Someone loses a spouse, a lot of times shortly after that they give up. And I was in that accident, and I didn't think I'd be here a year later. And we made a lot of really bad decisions. Me stopping working was a really bad decision. I was homeless for a month. Did a little couch surfing. I had places to go, I didn't want to go to them.
Robert's journey on the long road back to a stable life began after connecting with Manna on Main Street through Your Way Home, Montgomery County's Housing First initiative.
Your Way Home partnered with Manna to screen individuals, to talk to their clients and say, hey, let me tell you a little bit about this program, and to bring them in for those who would have an interest in food service employment.
Robert's past had not only led him to homelessness, but was compromising his ability to move forward in life.
Criminal background will never, ever disappear. And the inflexibility of people's attitudes towards that Generally, people do not understand who people in prison are. They don't get it. And who they are is your neighbors. It's a black, it's a black cocoon, substance abuse, very dark. I guess the dominant thing is, the hopelessness. It makes life hopeless, because it's in the way of everything, and there's no real reason why I'm here, because I was way too bad to still be here.
Manna on Main Street's Common Grounds program gave Robert a fresh start.
The amount of support from the staff, and the first few weeks I was doing really well with my health, because I'm worthless if I'm not well. That's how they've helped me a lot. They tell me what the right way is and why, and that's where my interest is. I want to know why it gets done this way.
So they're coming in as vulnerable learners, but how do we lift them up, and how do we acknowledge their resilience and just the gifts that they bring, so that they feel welcomed and supported and transformed through this program? My
favorite class was any class with Chef Eli. I really enjoyed the time with him. Now, I like all the staff, but he is just hilarious to me. And I call him boss. I call him, yo, boss.
Robert successfully gained full-time employment and loved working in the kitchen. Unfortunately, he was laid off when his employer struggled with low holiday sales. He now faces the challenge of applying for a new position. Whatever his next steps, Manna will be there for him.
I was homeless. In February last year, I got sick. I lost my job. And I came to a point where I had to do what I had to do. So I packed my grandson up and myself, and I went into a shelter, and here I am today. My experience with Manu was a beautiful experience. I never met people like the Manu staff. The experience is just lovely. I learned so much more as I participated in the program. Manna brought me a long way. When I first got here, I was depressed. I had a lot of things running through my mind, but my mind is in the right direction right now, and I give all the appreciation to Manna.
Shortly after finishing the program, Vanessa was not only able to find a job in the food industry, but she also secured stable housing through Manna's partner organization, Your Way Home.
My main thing is, on my job, is what I produce. I care about what I produce in any restaurant I work at. Always did, always will.
Vanessa's work ethic is admirable, but a complication with her part-time employee status caused her to lose her health care coverage and food assistance.
But what happened there was, as far as my benefits from public welfare, they pulled my pay stubs for the month of July, and with me pulling extra hours the way I was able to do so, I hurt myself because now I lost my health coverage and my food stamps.
It's incredibly inspiring to have watched our now graduates move through this program, to grow, to overcome just an enormous number of obstacles, and to have them also feel safe and to feel welcomed and trusted here, that they could share that with us and that we could be a part of that journey with them.
Being able to go to work, come home, walk down to the store, come back, put my key in my door, and come in and just, my home brings me joy. I never thought that I would end up with a home like this. Them people at Common Grounds are so beautiful, and they give you hope, they give you strength, and they do whatever they can do for you.